Hello, friends, and I'm wondering if you are, in the big swing of things for 2020. If you are watching this video at some other time of year, a different year, I don't think it's ever different. So I'm just being really honest. This video will apply if you are doing any kind of marketing for any kind of thing, essentially. And so if you have questions about what's new, at least in the counseling practice marketing world here in 2020, this is the right video for you. And if you've been feeling a little bit stuck of like, there are so many things I could be doing, what do I do? If you have those questions, then I'm here to answer those for you. So my name is Tracy Brown. I'm a somatic dietitian and a tuned eating specialist. And I work with people all over the world teaching attuned eating and doing supervision. So let's get started. What's really interesting is that I'm noticing a lot of people, and I think it's awesome, that are getting braver about putting themselves out there. Just people that I've known for a while starting to kind of put themselves out there more and see what's possible. So there's lots of ways to actually, for dietitians and nutritionists and coaches, to grow your client census, or maybe you aren't the boss of the place you work in, but you are basically trying to be a good team player and make your practice and your business that you work for as successful as possible. There are lots of ways to get clients in 2020, and you may have seen a lot of new things. There's more webinars out there and quizzes and all kinds of things you can do. Do you do Facebook Lives? Do you do Instagram? Do you do stories? Do you do Pinterest? Do you do YouTube? Blogging, SEO, what do you want to do? The truth is that not a ton of things is that new. It's just that we're more awake now to all the options. And it can seem like it's brand new, but I mean, of course, Facebook hasn't been around forever, or all these other social platforms. But before there was all that, people were just building lists and doing workshops and doing things like that. So instead of getting overwhelmed with all the things it seems like that are new and big and that you should be doing, I wanted to bring us back to, well, what's new about getting clients in 2020? But I want to remind you that, don't get too far away from what has already worked for you. Super important. So I want to talk to you about some of the new things that maybe I've been playing with, but please don't lose sight, and I sometimes do too, of what works. All right, so some of the newer things that I see people doing, of course, I've done a quiz. It's been successful at growing my list, so I'm grateful for doing that. It doesn't necessarily turn into lots more clients automatically. These are people that don't know you, and you have to build a relationship with them. So don't expect Instagram or quizzes or lives to do anything magically for you. At the end of the day, it still takes time and building. You gotta, put the time in, essentially, and be consistent. And most people stop 5 feet from goal, like they're working, they're tired, and is this going to work for me? And I think in our niche, we just have to kind of stick with it a little bit longer. We are not trying to help people build businesses. We are trying to help people who have ambivalence about getting their needs met, essentially. They want to, but they're afraid to and feel bad about it for thousands of different reasons. And so there's a lot of educating that has to happen there. And that's what we've got to keep on top of. It's not the newest thing that you're going to do that's going to build your business, your practice. Is doing what you enjoy doing and you do well. And that is proven to bring in some people for you to keep doing that. And you can tweak it as like it's solid. So for example, Facebook works well for me, but I've been doing it for 4 years, and basically I'm here not every day, but I've been here for years now. 3 times. I started 1 time a week, then I went to 3 times a week, and I pre-planned content for like 6 months out and tweaked it and changed it and when I needed to, and changed my mind, but I was still showing up for people and answering questions, and that's how I built the intuitive eating list to as big as it is because just kept showing up and trying to hold that space, which is really difficult to do. And even here, like, I know we're a small group now, but one day we might be big and really supporting each other, and it's big and thriving and chatting and good. And right now it's still kind of a baby, and I'm okay with that. And it might not be huge, and I'm okay with that too, because it's more important that people have a space to feel like they can grow and learn some stuff and take time. What I find about all this stuff, either whether you're sharing and trying to serve people, it takes time. If you're trying to learn something new, it takes time. And if you're too busy moving too fast, trying to do too many things at once and throwing things against the wall and hoping it sticks, you're not going to get as far as you could, and you're going to be feeling like you're beating your head against the wall and get burnt out. So try not to fall into the trend of 2020, which is trying to do all the things. That's not a new statement, but even within the things, don't get too lost in it. Like, there are so many different ways you can do Facebook ads. You can do, of course, your quizzes, your videos, calls to action for phone calls, calls to action to get a free gift and a guide to a webinar. Do not try to do all that. Because in fact, not all of that's going to work. And at some point, if you're noticing everybody's doing it, you probably don't want to. You totally don't want to do that, because it's getting too saturated, or you're trying to do what everybody else is doing. So, I do the somatic work not because anybody else is doing it, but that's the only way that I feel like is gonna work, for the level of client care I want to provide. But I've been doing it and nobody else is doing it. And I also knew that was kind of a unique feature for me, and the way I talk about it. And other people are doing it now, I'm noticing, which is great because this information needs to get out there. But if anybody tries to copy me, they're probably not going to be successful, because everything I talk about is just really organically me. And some people will be attracted to that and some people aren't. And so, just kind of keep that in mind as well. So again, don't try to do all the things, but I really would encourage you, if you are wanting to do online marketing, pick one platform. Here you're on Facebook listening to me, but maybe you like to learn on Facebook, but you don't like to market on Facebook. Pick one place and just be relentless about it. Relentless in providing what you offer in a really kind of compelling way, in a way that's really helpful. And then, 10 or 20% of the time, telling people how you can help them, and here's how you get there. Here's the link. Here's the offer, whether it's a free thing or a paid thing or whatever. So, got to keep at it. And if you're noticing that certain posts are doing better than others, study that. How come that is? What is that? What are people telling you? So that's the online stuff. Offline, you guys, we do not connect with each other enough. We just don't. I'm not a big conference goer, not because I don't love them. I actually like the connection. It's just the logistics. There's just so much. Hotels, flying, childcare, rescheduling appointments, the whole nine. That's the stuff I'm like, about. So that's why I don't go as much. But I am going to go more this year, just because I haven't done enough of that. I feel like that I know so many people now that I would like to meet them in person and have more of a kinesthetic experience with them. So I'm going to do that. And again, if you have not reached out to, let's say you have people that regularly refer to you, but you haven't talked to them in 3 months, you need to be talking to them. That's my tip for today, is don't neglect the people that have got you here or helped that you here already. Talk with your doctor, talk with your therapist, regularly talk with the people that you work well with and that things have jived with and are working, and don't neglect them, and ask them what they need, or what, there's some forms they could use or whatever. And then, try to keep building that. Whether if you feel like that your local is kind of exhausted, then pick the next town over and do it, and enjoy the process of meeting people. I mean, you don't have to be a social butterfly, but really, yeah, that's right, Kelly. Just keep on talking to people and showing up and offering value and those kind of things. And so, but I highly recommend not trying to do too much. Really not trying to do too much, but do what you're passionate about, do what you do well, what you're curious about doing well, and really feel invested in, versus what everybody else is doing. Don't do that. And if you need more help with a certain thing, I'm really into marketing, so I do coaching with people, but I have to kind of teach them about our niche and how not to be predatory and icky And I've been able to make some of the things out there that I guess work, whatever, I don't know what to call it. Tone it down and make it very humane, because otherwise it's just icky and people aren't going to go for that. Okay, so I'm interested in how those things work and why those things work, and then how we can shift it to it not be predatory and icky and re-traumatizing and all that jazz. Like, how do we educate and help and serve people and just keep showing up? And that's the things we need to be doing. And that, I mean, honestly, it's not, I want to make it not too complicated. That's it's not what's new, but it's what works. And if you're feeling like that is stalling out for you, there could be some reason. It may not be that you're doing something wrong. It actually may not be enough. Most people think they show up a lot and they talk a lot and they're always there. It's just that we don't as much as we think we do. So Kelly, you're saying I still need to work on not coming across as icky. Do you think you come across as icky? I don't know. Most of us, I mean, I know I struggle with that too. Is like I offer something and, oh my gosh, I put out an email about that 2 days ago and they're going to be annoyed with me. And the truth is, like, we're all really busy and forget. I can't tell me how many times like I'm sitting in car line looking at something that I'm interested in. It's like, oh, that's really cool. I need to opt in for that. I'm interested in that. And then a phone call happens and I forget all about it. And the people that actually are fairly, that have traction and have consistency in their businesses, they follow up a lot because we know that. Like, I know that. And I still don't follow my own advice. So if I, like on the list that you guys are like on my list, like I don't email you enough. And not because I'm trying to get you to buy anything. It's just, how are you doing and what do you need and what are you interested in and where are you feeling stuck? And that's what I want to help with. So, yeah. Kelly, yeah, I doubt that you're icky. We've talked enough. I doubt it. But I would love to hear from you. Like, I have 5 more minutes to be here. We can unpack if you want to, if you're here. Like, what makes you feel like you're icky? And I saw that we have another visitor here too. I don't know if Julie Stewart, if you're still here, I'd love to meet you. I've seen you a long time, a lot of years. I would love to hear from you and get to know you better. I'm glad that you popped on. So tell me about you a little bit. Because at the beginning of the session, you were talking about, well, what's new? And I gave you some like things that are new and what's new, but really it's about like, and I will say about what I think is going to happen in 2020 from a marketing perspective, that if you work with me or some other kind of coach, we're really going to have you pare things down and not try to go above the level you're at. I mean, I did this. I tried to create too many courses and too many programs right off the bat, like 3 or 4 years ago. And I didn't have the audience to support that. I didn't have the marketing to support that. And so people don't know about them. People don't know really, maybe a few people in this group know or who've been through it. My non-diet counseling and coding skills course. It's like a lot of stuff that people need that don't know how to work with disordered eating and eating disorders and diet trauma. And I think, small handful, maybe 3 handfuls, 4 handfuls of people have taken that course. And it's like, oh man, this is like everything I learned in like the first 4 years as a nutrition therapist in 12 weeks. And it's like, who wouldn't want this stuff? It's really awesome. But if I don't tell anybody about it, enough people know about it, it can't help serve other people, So sometimes we get too far ahead as well. And it's really important to look at what's helped you, whether that's connecting with treatment centers, whether that's your 3 or 4 core therapists that have helped you and you've helped them so much, or the doctor and the chiropractor that you've worked with, or you having great graphics on Instagram and you have like, anytime you post, people are commenting. If you've got that, you've got to take care of those people. And, I can do better at it, and we actually can do all better at that. So that's what I want to encourage you for 2020. Take care of the people that appreciate you and that follow you because that they feel like you have something to say that could help them. So Kelly, lastly, so you think you come across too strong with not supporting weight loss? Well, let me ask you a question. How would you know in your body if that's true? And is that based on their response to you? They're saying no to you? How would you know? Just to be kind of curious, or you just kind of feel like that, doesn't know in your gut, like, yeah, I could have been. Um, it's not. It's really important that we are transparent about um, um, our paradigm, like how we do things. But I had a clarity call this morning, and I'm very transparent on my Health Profs thing. I'm really transparent on my website. Everything I do is like, this is non-diet, and what that means. But people still call me wanting healthy weight loss, and that's okay. And it's really about, well, I want to know how come you want weight loss, and tell me more about that. And you educate them on health at every size a bit, enough for them to know like what's going on. Then above that they get a side like, wow, maybe my way of trying to be healthy is still code language for gotta lose weight. And at that point, they still might not be ready to let go of the weight loss fantasy dream, and you gotta let them go. But some people are like, oh, let's talk longer. And if you didn't have that time planned in, schedule another time to talk to them, like that day, the next day, as soon as possible. Because this person called me and I didn't have a lot of time, but it was pretty clear that she still wanted weight loss, so I didn't try to schedule another time for her because she just wasn't ready. But try to do that as fast as possible, really, to talk more about the approach. Because if you think about it, and this is something that we don't often factor in, we think, oh my gosh, like why am I doing an hour-long clarity call, talking to somebody, educating for free? And it's like, what's the investment? So they spend an hour of your time, but they work with you for 6 months. So that 6 months of income that supports you and your family and gives you money for education, minus 1 hour of that time. So whatever that is, let's say minus $100, whatever that is. I mean, okay, that was a $100 lead, but you made whatever, $1,500, whatever it was, I don't know. But you have to think in that way. So giving time and giving care to people, is usually almost always worthwhile. So that's what I think people are going to have to come back around to. So Kelly, before I hop off, I'm going to answer your thought here. Is I think it's usually their response and my fear that if they don't want to move forward with me, if they might not lose weight. But as I type this, I think that's old mentality. Yeah, sometimes they're not going to want to work with us, as my story just illustrated. But I know I planted seeds. I planted seeds of like, because she was telling me what she was doing, and going to doctor, they're giving her meds to try to lose weight. She's still not losing weight. She's starving herself, not losing weight, over exercising, not losing weight. I talked to her, how come that is? What creates that? It's like, you're not doing something wrong. You're actually doing all the things that everybody's telling you to do very well, but your body's saying it's not having it. There's a reason for that. And so she still wants to lose those 20 pounds, and she knows there's a possibility with me that may or may not happen, but she's not ready to let that go yet. But you never know. She might try another 2 months, 2 weeks, or 2 months, or 2 years. And then remember that conversation we had that felt, that got to hold some space for that dilemma. You never know. Never know. So, all right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. If you are wanting more help with this kind of stuff, so there's 3 things I do here on this channel. Is these kind of conversations about like non-ickity, that's a new word, ickity. So non-icky business building, essentially, and relationship building, trauma integrated counseling skills, and the body image stuff. I'm pretty good at helping people dismantle their weight loss fantasies and dreams. And we're going to be talking about a lot about those kind of things. And I know that these conversations about business, nobody really likes to have, and talk about money sometimes, but they're vital, because I don't know about you, but I do this work for passion and love for people, and I don't want people to suffer as long as I did. I also do this work to help support my family and to support others that I care about, and because I'm able to like work and help people and make money, I've been able to create things for people who could never afford mine or yours full session fees. And so there's nothing wrong with making money. And I hope you know that, because it will help a lot of people. And so I don't want you to be afraid of that. And that's the kind of conversations I want to have here. So if you're struggling in that stuff, please let me know, and let's have a time to chat about it. So, all right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video encouraged you. And if you have any other questions and you're watching the replay, please put replay and tag me with your questions or comments. And I'm happy to unpack some stuff with you, with your relationship with money or growing your business. What's working great for you? Like, share that. Like, you all know what's working for me because you see me. So relationship building, mostly on Facebook, and podcast. Other people are really successful with writing and their Instagram. So there's not a wrong way to be doing this. It's really about what you love doing. Like, I love doing videos. I would do them daily if they were watched. I'll be really honest. Kari, hi, I'm gonna hop off, but Carrie, I'm sorry. But so anyway, it's like I did a survey here, which is why I don't do videos every day. It's like, I can't really watch your daily videos. It's too much. I'm like, okay. So I do 1 or 2 videos a week in here now. If that's not the case anymore and people would love to have more videos, please let me know, because I have a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'd be happy to share it. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and bye for now.